Alrighty, so here we have the Sega CD version of I Am Beholder. It's an AD&D computer RPG. First debuted on personal computers and then was released for Super Nintendo and also, as we now know here, Sega CD. Sega CD version, in my opinion, is probably the best, mostly just because the music that's added in, it's a little out of place. It's kind of, got a techno-ish kind of vibe to it. But I love it. In regards to the older games, they're great and all, but trying to play them now is just, nostalgia only goes so far. The graphics are okay, but yeah, the Sega CD version, in my opinion, is the best. Although you can't import or export your guys from this to the later sequels. This game is absolutely necessary that you have the Sega mouse to enjoy at all, because playing with the gamepad really, really sucks. I mean, it's already hard enough without the arrow keys, but it's manageable. They also give you the option here to create or load with a default party. It's just a basic fighter, mage, thief, cleric, but I'm going to make my own. You get 4 characters. It's a good idea to have a good, solid mix.
We, the Lords of Waterdeep, have gathered to purge our city of an ancient evil. Give call to the heroes of the land, and let us choose our champions.
Master, they think they have found a solution.
The intro. The intro is pretty much the same in terms of graphics. The only difference is the voice acting, which, isn't that great, but whatever. There's very little of it, so it's no big deal.
We commission you to find the nature of this evil and destroy it if you are able. Prepare for the dangerous journey.
In the manual, there's more story as to exactly what's going on and why they're going to be looking in the sewers, which you'll see in a second. It's a really fun game. I like it a lot. It's definitely one I think everyone should play at least once.
Begin your search below the city.
It's always good to at least try something, game-wise, once. You never know what'll grab you. Yes, the cave-in. How much? Can't be that much to the surface from there. It's like 5 feet. She says their fates are sealed, which that's not really a hard line to memorize, but oh well. There's 4 different characters. I'm gonna pick a human paladin for the first one. Paladins are good because they have the protection from evil thing going on all the time, plus they can fight really well. As pretty much as well as a straight up fighter. They can wear pretty much any armor, use any weapon, so they're really flexible. They also have bonuses against disease, or they're immune, flat out immune to disease. They have some other bonuses. They can cast spells later on, like at level 9. That's going to be towards the end of the game, though. And they're just level 1 cleric spells, so they're more for being the meat shield, not being the secondary caster. Can also turn undead, which is helpful. And they got to have their holy symbol out to do that. You'll see me modify stats. I tend to re-roll, and then I'll modify. I'll subtract 5 from one and add 5 to another. You could just add it all the way up. It's not a point-buy system at all. but takes the fun out of it. For my second meat shield guy up front, going with the dwarf for the bonus to the poison. There's a lot of spiders later. And I'm gonna go with the fighter thief. Thief's pretty good for some stuff like picking locks and whatnot, but it's not necessary. You don't have to scout ahead like say in Baldur's Gate or the other Infinity Engine games. You don't have to do that because your party's all together. So I'll just multi-class it. The thief is okay to multi-class with because the amount of experience that's needed gained by levels or to gain towards the next level is the lowest of all the different classes. So it doesn't hurt as much later on. If you pick two that have like a really high, like say like a mage something, cleric mage, that can hurt because mage is really high up. Fighter mage, I think there's one of those. I'm gonna go with high strength with her. I'm not so concerned about dexterity. Constitution I want to have up pretty high for the poison resistance. I could probably keep rolling and get it higher in the dex, but this is fine. 15 and 1804, whatever, that's good enough. I don't even remember if there is any music in the other version for the character creation. I remember just being nothing. At least they have this to play so you can listen to something. It's actually alright. For my third adventure, I'm going with the half-elf. Just straight up cleric so I get the better spells quicker. I don't have to worry about her fighting because she's in the back row and they can't do melee. They can just throw stuff and do ranged. Now, cleric, you want to have as much wisdom as you can go if you want to be a really good cleric, because you get bonuses to the amount of spells that you can cast per resting, so it helps a lot. I mean, I think it's like first bonus is like extra 2 at 18, and then 3 extra level 1 spells. I mean, so it adds up over time, and it extends all the way up to level 5. Casting spells, that's like character level 7 or 8 or whatnot. So I mean, makes a big difference. The highest number of levels in the game, I think, is 10 or 11, which, you know, compared to other games like say like Final Fantasy or, you know, other Japanese RPGs, it's not very high. But I mean, in D&D at level 20, your guy's pretty much a god. I mean, after that it's you ascend to the heavens to rule. Fourth character is going to be a elf mage, straight up. Helps to have a good mix because there's different languages in here. So if there's dwarven, you don't have a dwarf, you can't read it. If it's elven on the walls, you can't read it if you don't have an elf.